My name is Dan Dorval, and I'm President and CEO of Dorval and Cherney Financial Advisors. I am an independent certified financial planner and author of my book, Financial Success for the Rest of Us, Reality Based Financial Planning for Mainstream America.
Hi, my name is Leah Woodley. I'm an associate financial advisor with Dorval and Cherney Financial Advisors. Our conversations discuss what it means to do quality of life planning in all areas of your life. Dan, with so many changes going on right now in our government, I've been getting some interesting questions. I'm not sure about you, but I want to ask, we always talk about noise, and there's so much information being thrown at us on a daily basis. For you personally, when do you shift things from being noise to something that you should actually take consideration of and look into for yourself?
Yeah, it's a great question because human nature, just in general, when we are faced with stresses, so uncertainty tends to bring about stresses, right? So we have worries, we have anxieties, we have concerns. We all have them to some degree. And inevitably, when we feel that way, we want to do something. Okay. So if we want to think about, for example, like why do fad diets work? Okay. Why do people sell them all the time? Fad diets have always existed and there's always a new one coming up. And yet they work. Tons of people get attracted to them. And over a long period of time, we still have greater obesity and greater health problems and greater, weight issues and whatever. And the reason why is because like when we are stressed and we feel anxiety, we want that like that hit of sugar rush. Like we get comfort in doing something. Now we know long term that that something we did may not be healthy for us. Okay. But we feel better knowing we did something. And so in the financial world, that is equivalent to, hey, I feel fear and anxiety. I feel like I should be doing something. So now maybe you get attracted to an advisor talking about, hey, let's shift all of your money into crypto, or let's shift all of your money into gold, or we have this super active trading program that's going to make you more money. And they feel like they're doing something. Now, the doing something gives them that sugar rush that they kind of like in order to deal with their stress and anxiety. But at the same time, it's not healthy long term. And they don't know when to switch back from being the sugar rush to being the healthy behavior. That's the difficult part of this process. So, the whole key to all of this noise, whenever we face change, and I'm kind of reminded of the old Wayne's World movie where, they say we fear change. And it's like, yes, that's so true of all of us. We fear change to some extent. The key is to have a disciplined process in place that's in alignment with your goals. You control what you can control. And that way we can weather through these storms with the idea that we know that our behavior makes sense long term. It doesn't mean the storms aren't going to happen. It doesn't mean we're not going to feel those feelings. It means that we know we have a process in place that makes us feel secure enough that we're going to be okay.
That is very important, and that helps to keep you grounded in times of change like this. I've also, you know, like you said, people are fearful right now. So I've had questions about, should I take my Social Security early? Is PSLF going away? Things like that. And what you said is really critical. Just control what you can control, because we don't know what's going to happen. Some things seem a little bit outlandish to me in the questions that been receiving. Um, but I'm still trying to be empathetic and understanding that this is a source of fear for some people. So
Well, Social Security, for example, we're hearing all of these things about government cuts and people are losing their jobs and they're not going to have enough staff to process benefits and things like that. Certainly, there's a lot of things happening, and it is very difficult, as with all noise, to kind of sift through and get to the underlying, like what's really happened. Now, sure, Social Security, who knows, staffing wise, maybe it will take longer to process claims, or maybe it's harder to reach them over the phone. Now, I can tell you prior to all of these cuts, people were on hold for sometimes hours anyway. So it's not like it was perfect to begin with. But the key here is in that decision making, Social Security is not going away. Your benefits are still going to get paid. Things are still going to happen. Nobody is proposing to take your Social Security away. But yet that question has been posed in exactly that way. And then I'll see a headline that says, some expert says Social Security is going to have to go away because there's just not going to be enough staff to take care of it. And I read the headline and I understand, oh, that's why our clients are asking that question. That's why they're feeling the way they're feeling. And then, of course, that gets reinforced through social media, friends, family, coworkers. Noise tends to spread, and it spreads very rapidly. So again, we have a tendency to want to feel like we need to do something, and taking Social Security right away is doing something. Probably didn't help you, but maybe it felt better to you because you did something.
Right. And I think in situations like this, when if you're concerned with something that you see, I think it's really important to go back to this source. If the White House is doing something, they put it on whitehouse.gov. If something's going on with student loans, there's updates on studentaid.gov. If there's a tax situation, go to irs.gov. I think it's really important to go back to the source and to get information for yourself so that you know, because a lot of things that are put out on social media, it's clickbait, it's fear mongering, and oftentimes it's just not true. So I think it's important to just go back to the source and see for yourself what actually is going on.
Well, and right now we're seeing a flurry of executive actions, and those
Mhm.
executive actions are obviously getting a lot of media attention, which they should. I mean, there's a lot of things happening right now. When we're talking about a program like Social Security, that is absolutely a congressional type of thing. So if there was ever an act that was dealing with Social Security cutting benefits or changing benefits or something like that, we are going to know that well in advance. It's going to be heavily debated, it's going to be heavily covered. We're going to know in advance if and when any changes are made. So we are never going to begin with the assumption that something as popular as Social Security is just going to go away because of an executive action. It's impossible for that to happen.
But I don't think people understand the difference. I think
Yeah.
that's what's going on. They're seeing these executive actions being put out there, but I don't think people understand that some things have to go through Congress. So
I mean, you can cut staffing. You can force people to come into the office instead of working virtually. Like, you can do things at an executive level, but that's not going to take away your Social Security benefits.
right. Absolutely. Well, this is a great conversation. Is there anything else you want to add?
I think the biggest thing, though, is this idea that when we feel a sense of anxiety or a sense of fear, one of the greatest values we offer our clients is that we are that independent third party perspective where you can get these things off your chest and say, I'm feeling this way. And then our job is not to dismiss those feelings. Those feelings are real. That is exactly what's happening to all of us right now. But now it's that empathetic response of saying, while we understand that we're all kind of feeling the sense of uncertainty and how things are going to work, at the same time, you should focus on controlling what you can control. And by getting that independent third party perspective, now in general it tends to calm people down. They tend to focus more on, oh, I already have a plan in place to deal with these things, and I'm going to be okay.
Right. And we're not emotionally attached to the situation. So that helps to bring some clarity to what's going on as well. Well, thank you so much for having this conversation with me. If you have not done so already, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on your notifications to know when we put future videos out. Until next time, have a great one.
Thanks, Leah.
Thank you.